everybody! Welcome to Yoko and Frisky's Dimensional Rift. It's been a long time since I met you, since I left you. And here, I'm with I did an Aaliyah joke. Here's my brother from another mother, Metro Card Frisky.
Oh my god, you're here. She's here, everyone.
I know.
She's here. Oh my god. You've been pretty busy lately.
I have. I'm getting started. And what I mean by that is I'm doing a lot of artwork and voice acting and YouTube stuff. What about you?
YouTube stuff.
Yes.
Well, let's see. I joined the Animal Draft House, and then I quit after 2 days.
Really?
Yeah. They had me being a runner, so I was running drinks and food to people. And it wasn't really my style. I had like 2 big ass blisters by the end of the day. And I was like, the staff was great though. It was so chill. One of the most cool staff I've ever worked with. So I was sad to go, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted to be a concierge, but they filled up the position. So, I'm trying for the TSA now. They had me take a test 2 weeks ago. I passed, so I'm just waiting to see what the next step is.
You're gonna be TSA?
I'm gonna try.
Oh boy, good luck.
Yeah.
Praising you there.
Let's see if this comment ages well or not. Probably won't. But do you know what today is? Do you know what episode this is?
Is it episode 100?
Oh, close. It's episode 50, man.
Wow, we're halfway there.
Wow. Man. So let's take a look back at all our greatest hits.
Yeah.
Crickets.
I'm the worst of them all. I'm the worst. Let's go.
It's crickets. Do you remember what we talked about on the first episode?
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right?
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And guess what premiered last night?
That preview of Spider-Man, bro.
Yeah, the Spider-Verse sequel got like a little teaser trailer, but that's not all. They dropped a bombshell. It's gonna be 2 parts.
I know. Oh, yo. But when you sent that to me, I scrummed. So what has it been, like 3 years? 2, 3 years?
Well, yeah, it's been 3 years now, but when it comes out next October, it's gonna be 4.
That's the right time, That is the right time.
Yeah, and from what I've heard, the next part's gonna be released just the year after, so it's not like we're gonna have to wait another 4 years. Like, they clearly thought of this from the beginning, or like they probably just have a really big story they want to tell.
Oh, so then that means I'm not gonna buy Spider-Verse right away when it comes out. Cause that's a movie to own. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. The first one, it was a big surprise. Nobody expected it to be as good as it was. It had no business being that good.
Oh yeah.
So the fact that we're getting a sequel, not just 1 but 2 sequels, Spider-Man fans are eating good, as the kids say.
They really are.
As the kids say. Oh man. But yeah, I wanted to talk about nostalgia because I saw Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah, you were like, Yoko, I saw Ghostbusters and I have some opinions.
Yeah, that was like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was, and I just could not. It's okay, because I got to talk about Cowboy Bebop, so let's go.
Oh, perfect. I watched half of it, so let's talk about Cowboy Bebop first.
I got to the last episode and then I stopped because my mom and I were like, what's happening?
So, did you like it?
So, I'm going to give you the tea here, okay? The reason why I'm talking with a mouthful is because I got annoyed. I got annoyed because the beginning of the show was great. I actually really liked the beginning of the show. The first probably 4 episodes, and they're 45 minutes long. I was like, yo, Faye's hilarious. Jet is so adorable. He's like the dad brother, you know. He's trying to make right by his kid. He's a bounty hunter. Jet is like a bounty hunter too. And the first episode alone really gets you in. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm sold, dude. I'm ready.
Yeah.
They failed at their first bounty, but in the anime, they always failed at their bounties. They've probably... it's been so long since I've seen the anime, I ended up putting it on my list so I can compare notes. But I only ever recall them succeeding once. and dying in another episode after eating a tainted sandwich, and I was like, oh, please do the tainted sandwich bit. Let's go. And what killed the show for me, I'm not really going to do a spoiler, but the main bad guy, Vicious, I hate him. I hate that character.
That's the guy with the white hair, right?
Yeah, he's the guy with the white hair.
He sucks, yeah.
He looks like Michael McDonald from Mad TV.
Oh no, put that in my head. How dare you?
Like, listen, if I Photoshop him right now and put Vicious's hair over it, he looks just like Vicious, and I couldn't unsee it. I kind of want to just take screenshots of Vicious and put Stewie's face, his character in Mad TV, like, nah.
Look what I can do.
And honestly, the main bad guy ruined the show for me. It's just, I enjoyed the adventures that they had up until the part where they focused on Spike's love interest. Like, oh, I've never felt love before. She sang a song and I love her. Like, they took OG stereotypes, threw them in, and didn't make it cute or funny. Yeah.
And you've seen the original show, so how would you rate this against the original?
It's not comparable. I mean, the original show had... I found it, to me, to be the first anime to have actual, visible diversity. The original show also had, I wouldn't say complex characters, but fun, compelling action. The dynamic between Jet, Faye, and Spike, and Ed, because Ed's not really in this rendition. They were like a dysfunctional, messed up family. And Spike, although him being the star of the show, Spike had to obviously defeat the bad guy Vicious, but it unfortunately had more heart and emotion in the animation than it does in this one. I don't feel empathetic for Spike in this. I feel more empathetic towards Spike in the anime. And Faye is a little bit closer to Spike, a little bit more intimate in the anime than in the live action. And I'm not for or against it. It's just subtle nuances that I noticed. And I'm going to rewatch the anime again and just be like, yo, yeah, it could have been a romance in there, but in the new one, I like Faye because she's a hot mess. And I'm not offended by anything. I just think that these two takes should be separated. So, as is, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the original anime, put me on the cross or whatever. But I saw half of it, saw the first 5, been meaning to get to the other 5. But I've been enjoying it so far. Like, I saw the trailer, and, it gave me a big Scott Pilgrim versus the World vibe. So I was in. I was like, if it's going to be like this, you got me. And, for the most part, I enjoyed it. John Cho, known for Harold and Kumar, Goes to White Castle. He got ripped.
Yeah, dude, he looks great. I that's another thing. The costumes, the atmosphere, spot on. Continue.
Yeah, like you said, the first episode really sucks you into the world and the lore, and you're like, you want to know more about these people and places. So for the most part, it's good. I like the comedy. There is some awkward humor and lines here and there. Like, I'm sure you've seen the one with the girl talking about Jet. Like, you're tall, black, and male. Something.
Oh my gosh, and she was a cougar.
Yeah, it's like awkward, but I can
Like,
see that. I can see that being said in an anime, though. I can see that line being said in an anime. Like,
yeah, and Jet being too naive to be like,
like, let me correct you for a second.
yeah.
Yeah, it felt like a cartoon to me, and it's based on an anime. So to me, it did its job. Like, I know a lot of fans didn't like it, but as an outsider, I can say from what I've seen so far, I really enjoyed it. Thought it was fun, and this plays into like the topic. The Cowboy Bebop back in the day was a widely acclaimed anime, and they decided to revive it for Netflix. Preying on the original fans and trying to make new ones. So, would you say that this adaptation, was it needed, or should we just leave it in the past?
I'm gonna give you a strange answer because I actually love when they do live action adaptations now. I would say in the early 2000s and the 90s, no. But we're people who grew up with the show like you and me. I'm not saying we both watched it as kids, but it was on Adult Swim, so it grew up in our era. We are the people that are making this content now, so we have a better understanding than, let's just say, Uncle Joe, who grew up on, like, 80s Spider-Man or some black and white poo-poo. No offense to black and white media, I'm just, being a troll. So, I would say I think it's good that it's here and that it was needed because I can definitely see a new season happening and them fixing things, but I don't know,
Yeah, they're doing it in Yu Yu Hakusho. That's gonna be their next adaptation. So
on Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, see, like, this stuff gets me hyped. And another thing is, even if the new adaptation is bad, you're still gonna want to watch the old one. So you still have the nostalgia berries.
Oh yeah.
So.
Man, nostalgia berries. Speaking of nostalgia berries, Ghostbusters.
Yeah, let's go. I need to see it, bro.
For the record, I'm not a huge Ghostbusters guy. I saw the first one for the first time last year at a drive-in. And I saw it, and I'm like, okay, this is a nice little 80s flick. I can see why people like it so much. I get it. I wasn't in love with it, but I got it.
I like the second one the best. That's just me.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. So, and then you have the lady reboots that people went crazy over. It was stupid outrage. Angry Video Game Nerd was at the middle of the controversy.
But he didn't do anything. He just said, like, dude, I'm not going to watch it. And they're like, he hates women! He hates women!
But from what I saw, based on the fact that people were dissing the women, which is wrong, shouldn't do that, because they're talented. They just wanted, like, a sequel. They just wanted the old guys to come back or have them come back and pass the torch to new Ghostbusters. That's what people wanted. And so this movie basically verbatim gives you that exact premise. Like, I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but if you see the commercials, if you've seen like Bill Murray on Late Night, it's no surprise they show up eventually. They show up, and but the story is cool because it's about this girl who discovers her grandfather's stuff. He was a Ghostbuster, and the whole premise of her just learning how the technology worked and catching the first ghost, that's all great. Like, the tone was good. She tells, like, really bad dad jokes. So bad. Like, I can't even remember. You just have to see it for yourself. But then, by the end of the movie, it's basically the first Ghostbusters again. Like, they have Dozer come back, the dogs, the Marshmallow Men. It's the same exact ending as the first movie. And then, you get your cameos. So my question is, it's like, why do people want the same thing over and over again?
Nostalgia berries. Also, from what I understand, do you want me to answer that question or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, okay, the world is really hard right now. We got COVID. We have people quitting their jobs. We're not getting paid enough. And people want to sit and relax and remember their childhood as it was. You come home from school, you get your snack pack on, you watch your Saturday morning cartoons or your after school cartoons, or the what is it, the 8-hour Maury special, Wheel of Fortune.
You can watch them 20. You can watch Maury 24 hours a day now on like an app.
I know. Oh gosh, stop! I know. Oh, it's like the Maury channel. I mean, now we have everything at at our fingertips, but people want to relive the glory of what it was. They want that spark again, that excitement. And it doesn't always work. It doesn't always, because you're always going to compare it to the old one. And and a lot of people are afraid to say, "Oh, I think the newer one is good," out of ridicule, versus I like the older one better. This new one just shouldn't have even been made, because there are quite a few movies I want to say that I like. This shouldn't have been made. Like the reboot of the Turtles movies. I hate them. Good.
I like how you said, "I hate them." So politely, I hate them.
But you and I had fun just watching that one.
Yeah, I never saw the first one. The second one, I had fun watching it with you. That was cool. And the Green Arrow was in it. It was fun to watch him on rollerblades.
Stop! That's right. Oh, he was Casey Jones.
Yeah. My thing is, like, if you're so attached to the original, why don't you just watch the original again? It's like when the Star Wars movies came out, when they came back, and people were so up in arms about it. It's like, dude, you still have the original 3. They didn't disappear off the face of the earth. It's not like it. Let me give you an example. It's not like what Rockstar did with Grand Theft Auto Trilogy. They didn't delist the originals to put in these crappy remakes. They didn't replace them with crappy remasters. It's like you can still go back and watch original Star Wars, original Ghostbusters. So,
and that's where, like, people, especially when they ask, like, I had a discussion with a guy. He was complaining to me that Captain Marvel shouldn't have been a girl. He liked the original Captain Marvel, and I was just like, what are you talking about, dude? I know that there was a male Captain Marvel, and he went on and on and on, and then I figured out what he was talking about. He was talking about an old, hold on, Captain Marvel.
Talking about Shazam?
He was talking about Shazam the whole time. They had to switch names later on. And the guy was talking about Shazam, and then I went to go see it because they released it. They actually released the one that he was talking about. And I'm like, this isn't that good, dude. You're just, you want to be a kid again. You just want to relive that. I'm not mad at you for it, but he was just like, he was reading internet stuff and reiterating everything that the internet said, because I know what articles he read, because
yeah, he went to the Menace archives.
Dude, I don't even want to get into that anymore. I just want to live and enjoy my stuff. All
right, well, I'm gonna rate this Ghostbusters movie. They should have just left it, because I mean, when I was in the theater, man, I heard people crying. They were clapping loud. It's like, I'm not gonna hate on their fun. Like, if they enjoyed it, cool. But I want to see new shit. Like, give me some new stuff. And it's everywhere, man. Nostalgia is taking over. Like, we got the new Spider-Man coming out. We got all the old villains coming back.
Oh, X-Men's coming back. The OG 90s TV show.
Yeah, man. Disney can just snap their fingers and just make anything happen, huh?
They sure can.
But that's the first That's the first new thing they're doing with X-Men. They're reviving the cartoon from the 90s, which is crazy because it's been so long. But at least we get to hear that theme song, the Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence. Where's Peter? Get to hear that again.
Right.
But it's like the show's been off the air for 25 years? Like, how do you come back after that? It's not like Animaniacs where it was, well, I guess it is like Animaniacs because they were gone for the same amount of time.
Yeah. That was like the era of, sorry, I messed up something. That was the era of, cartoons had to be turned educational. We were getting to that, into that mountain slope. But I just, I want to see the new Ghostbusters movie and check it out.
It's not bad. I'm just being rough on it for the sake of the argument. It's not a bad movie.
Yeah.
You'll like it.
I had to tell people, dude, they do the same things in Ghostbusters. Not that it's bad. I know it's formulaic, but I don't care. And then, I offended somebody, and I'm like, how am I offending you? I'm just telling you right now that it's the same thing.
You gotta stop offending people, man. You're gonna be on a watch list.
Oh my gosh! I have to be she doesn't like this. It affects my life.
You're gonna have a poster of you at cons being like, "Don't let her in. She's a buzzkill."
Right. God.
Oh man.
Bruh. It was like an all-out verbal fight, and I was like, dude, I'm just saying, I'm not affecting how you view this. I'm just letting you know that it's all the same. What are the main things Ghostbusters do? They hear a phone call, they look for the ghosts, they trap the ghosts in a box, they use their, magical x-rays that they can't cross the streams to, and then, they have a party afterwards.
Luigi's Mansion did it better.
Wow! Oh. Ooh, you're gonna get in trouble.
No, nobody gives a shit. Yo, I was watching a commercial the other day, and I saw a Denny's commercial with a Matrix themed meal, and I'm sitting there pondering what year is it? The Matrix is back. The McRib is back.
Oh yeah,
Halo.
Oh, and they're also making Matrix NFTs.
Halo's popular again. What year am I in, dude?
I don't know. It feels like we're going backwards, yet moving forward. The only thing I will say, we've had more original content than we have ever had before that's written well.
That's because there's 56 streaming services.
That's true. Oh my lord.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Yeah, make sure you get your McRib. Limited time only.
Sure, I'll just look at it. I'll put it in resin because that's what people on YouTube do.
Of course, we had a whole episode about the Space Jam movie, and that was just made for nostalgia purposes.
It really was.
That should have been left in the past. I think you agree.
I agree. I'm going to say that they should have had an anniversary animated only Space Jam thing.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
45 minutes max.
Yeah, have a special. Have a Space Jam special. Have MJ do an appearance. Mm-hmm. Gold, but we have to have a 2.5 hour movie about Don Cheadle being a computer algorithm.
Yeah, Rhythm.
Right, I didn't watch this one, but there's a new Home Alone movie out.
Oh, it's terrible.
Did you see it?
No. Basically, I watched somebody else watch it for me.
Good girl.
Yeah, because you know me, I'm it's I need to have somebody like you hold my hand when I watch these movies because It's so hard for me to watch movies. Oh my gosh.
You get distracted. You're like, oh, there's lint on my shirt, and then you just pick at your shirt, and then you like take the thread off your shirt, and then you got no shirt left.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Not just yeah.
I saw a review of the new Home Alone, and I just heard that they made the villain sympathetic, like you're supposed to feel bad for them, and then the kid is just a dick because the whole premise is that they're breaking into his house because they think the kid stole a doll of theirs that's worth a lot of money.
You got it. And the kid really wasn't a jerk. He was just a family. He was one kid in a family of like 8. And they were going to Tokyo and they forgot him there because he overslept in a car that was in their garage. And the mom found out as they were like in Tokyo. So the husband and wife went to go get the doll back because they thought the kid stole it, as you said.
And then they got the original Buzz actor came back for like 2 minutes to link it to the original, just to have a one-off joke like, oh, my brother's playing a prank on me, and he does it every year, saying a kid is home alone. They should have left it in the past.
I'm gonna agree.
Like, I thought about watching it with you, but it just looks so painful. I'm like, I don't want to watch it. Like, I want to watch something fun. Like,
you know what else is painful?
What?
Avatar, The Last Airbender, the movie, live action. That's a painful movie to watch.
Yeah, I saw it this year for the first time. And
you actually saw it, right?
Yeah, I saw it, and I'm thinking to myself, how did this get past post-production? Like, there's so many odd choices, especially, like, there's a lot of zoomed-in shots on the kids' faces. Mm-hmm. And it's just awkward. And, like, yo, I don't want to be that close to you. Pull back.
Well, that, and they keep saying the names wrong. Like, Aang's name is Ong in the movie, and Sokka's name is Sokka.
Sokka.
And I'm like, honey, there's source material that has the name that's saying the name's right. Stop.
I know there's 3 seasons worth of I don't know. It was bad. You know what I saw? I saw the new Resident Evil movie.
It was bad?
Listen.
I'm ready. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna put my feet up. I'm ready. Well, I need to know. You know what? Let's go in deep. Let's go. I need to.
Oh, you want me to go in deep? Well, these guys. I'm gonna throw out spoilers. I don't care. Nobody saw this movie. It bombed. They crammed the first 2 games into one movie, suspiciously. So they were preying on people's nostalgia for the first 2 games, obviously, and they had people dressed up as the characters in uniform. They had the mansion, they had the RPD. Mm-hmm. So first of all, it takes so long to get to the outbreak. It takes maybe 45 minutes to an hour. It's a lot of build up. I will say this, the movie had a good tone. I liked the tone. It was very creepy, atmospheric. The jokes were okay. They had this crazy ass needle drop. Leon is sleeping at the front desk of the police station, and this guy he has headphones on. He's listening to music. Another thing I liked, it takes place in the 90s, it's 1998, so that you see them using 90s technology and stuff. Chris says what the hell is a chat room?
Oh, what a baby!
Yeah, but so they do the truck scene where the guy flips the tanker and it explodes, and Leon is still asleep. It happens right in front of the police station. And Leon's still sleeping, and then you see the zombie walk into the station on fire to this crazy 90s song. It's a dance song. It's I got crush. Crush. Yeah, but it's so hilarious. And then the only time Leon wakes up is because the chief of police comes behind him and shoots the zombie in the face. That's what wakes him up. This dude slept through an explosion. But I love how wacky that moment was. I wish the movie kept giving me more moments like that. I would have loved it even more. So
that feels to me more Resident Evil, the nonsensical craziness, you know?
Yeah, make it goofy because the last movies were so serious. They're about like Paul Anderson's wife, and it's like, oh, she's the chosen one. She has to kick everyone's ass. But give me some goofy B movie stuff. But
I feel like they need to make a movie like Resident Evil 6. It's like,
but so they have like Claire and Leon doing RPD stuff, but you never really see them explore the RPD. You only see like 3 rooms. You see the front desk, the STARS office, and the armory. That's it. Like, you don't even see them shoot zombies inside of the police station. Like, that place is iconic to the games. Like, they have the big statue there, but they don't have to collect medallions to like open up a secret passageway or nothing. It's just like, this is like the bare minimum. And then they go to the mansion in the movie, and the main hall, it's like, oh cool, that is the mansion. But then that's it. Like, there's no, you don't see any of like the iconic rooms, or you don't see like the giant spiders, you don't see the hunters, you don't see the giant snake. It's like they skip.
No liquor?
They have one liquor in the entire film, and it's killed by Lisa Trevor, who's a monster from the original, the remake. She's supposed to be in the mansion. They put her ass in the orphanage as like Claire's childhood friend. Like, they changed so many things. And she kills the liquor. It's the most bizarre scene, seeing Lisa Trevor fighting a liquor. It's crazy. It's like fan fiction could not touch this. But it was just a missed opportunity. Like, you don't see any of like the iconic, puzzles. Wesker looks like a Chad. He looks like a frat boy.
Of course he does. I mean, isn't he supposed to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, but they made him like, he's supposed to be older than Chris and Jill, but they made him like the same age, and he's like dicking around with them. It's like, it doesn't feel like Wesker at all. They ruined Wesker.
I'm already cringed.
Yo, Jill is in the movie, but she does nothing, bro. She makes a Jill sandwich joke, because,
We gotta put the Jill sandwich joke in there.
Yo, she doesn't do anything. She doesn't get a cool action scene. Nothing like that, bro. She's wallpaper. They wasted Jill.
Yo, bro said wallpaper. Oh my
I'm being dead ass. Like, they didn't do... Like, I like her actress. Like, I think she could have played a good Jill if they gave her something to do. Like, even, they have, like, one puzzle from the games. It's the piano, where you have to play the Moonlight Sonata. She doesn't even get to do that. Wesker does it.
No.
Yeah, it's bullshit, bro.
Even I know Chris can play the concerto.
It's such bullshit. There's not even like a giant lab they have to explore. There's like one room. Like, this had a low budget, clearly. There's like one room where William Birkin, the bad guy from part 2, he's like, I gotta get my G virus samples. I gotta get the hell out of town. And they don't even explain like the virus at all. Like, they name drop it once, but they don't explain, who made it, why it was made, why the residents are infected. They say something about the water being polluted, but still, it's so vague. I don't know what this movie was for, honestly. It's crazy because underneath it all, like, they had a good opportunity to tell a good Resident Evil movie. I think if they just focused on one of the games, like, do a game about the mansion. That's so easy. Just focus on that one location.
Yeah. Because, I mean, okay, I hate to say it. The Jovovich movies, the Jovovich... series, they did the house. And it made sense that there was a lab underground. I thought that was an interesting twist.
Well, yeah, the whole movie takes place in the lab, pretty much.
Yeah. And so you're telling me they circle jerked around with this movie?
Absolutely. The best scene in the entire film was Chris fighting off a bunch of zombies in the mansion. It's dark, and the only thing you can see is when he pops off his gun, you see a quick flash of the zombie. and then he gets out his lighter, and you see him trying to like light it, and then you see the zombie coming closer and closer. That's the best scene in the movie because that's the only time it feels like a Resident Evil movie. He's fighting for his life. He is fighting for his life. That's the best scene in the movie. And I like the guy who plays Chris. He's actually Green Arrow's brother in real life.
Oh my gosh. It's all going full circle, man.
And then you get to
it's all coming full circle.
You get to they rush like the third act. William Birkin takes the G virus. He transforms like immediately, and they dispatch him like fast. They shoot him, and then he's dead until he transforms again, and then he's on the train like full like G virus Birkin. And then there's not even a fight, bro. Like Leon just shows up with the rocket launcher out of nowhere and shoots him, and that's the end of the movie. It's not even a fight.
It just cuts?
Yeah, dude, they walk out of the tunnel, and then the movie just cuts to credits. It's like, we want to go home. We want to go. Oh my god, yeah, they did Leon the dirtiest in this movie. Like, if Kit saw this movie, he would freak. Because they made Leon an idiot. Like I said, he was asleep when a truck exploded 30 feet away from him. They turned him into a joke, man. Like, he's bumbling around. He doesn't get any cool scenes. Like, the only people that were cool in the movie was Claire and Chris. Like, I think those are the only characters they did justice to.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, because, like, I had, we have a group of friends that are like, sure, we'll watch it even if it stinks. Because I feel like that would have been a good group watch.
It would have been. Like, if we were all together, like, clowning on it, it would have been a good time.
Yeah. I won't go out of my way to...
No, don't. Like, it had... The worst part is that it had potential. Like, there's some really creepy stuff in there. There's some good, like, music. Like, it was, whenever, like, things got good at the mansion, it would cut back to, like, Leon and Claire dicking around. And vice versa. It just wasn't focused. It just needed to be focused on one game. I have no idea why they were possessed to cram both games into one movie. It's bizarre. But yeah. Resident Evil, folks. Don't watch it. Well, let's talk about something good. Let's talk about something that plays on good nostalgia. Let's talk about the new Mario Party, yo.
Oh, that game is so good. If you guys get the Mario Party, get them Superstars. They have so many stars in the name of their titles. But Mario Party stars better than like Party 10. I don't know what the heck we're at.
This would be like Mario Party 12. But yeah, this Mario Party game is basically what me and like John have been talking about for years. They should just get the best boards and the best games and release it like as like a greatest hits. And the last one they released was Booty, Super Mario Party. Like the stars were only 10 coins. They only had 4 boards. Had no online play at launch. It took them like 3 years to get online play. The boards were boring as hell. They were all like circles or squares.
They were definitely circles.
Yeah, and the dice blocks were weird. It depends on what character you picked to determine what dice block you got. It was just overly complicated for no reason. This one just brings it back to basics. The basics are like the first 3. You got 5 classic boards. 100 mini games from like the entire run of Mario Party, and most of those mini games come from 3. So you know it's good. And it's a good time, man. Like I played it yesterday. I played it with my cousin, and because we used to play as a kid, and it was just really fun to like revisit these games and like screw people over again.
Yeah, I know that. I used to play Mario Party 1 and 2 a lot with my cousin. I find 1 and 2 to be the best games in the franchise, the first two. And I didn't even really like the GameCube one that much, because I guess at that point I wasn't interested in Mario Party. And I think the last time I played Mario Party prior to this new generation, the Switch generation, I played the one on the Wii U at your house.
I don't have a Wii U. Oh yeah, that was Jay's.
No, Jay has a Wii U.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't got no Wii U.
Yeah, and he's always the one to win every time. Like, playing is always playing on triple hard mode. Just don't even bother, you know?
Yeah, I played him last week and kicked my ass.
Yeah, he kicked all of ours.
That's why I'm trying.
But he was trying to be nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to practice and build up my strength. I know, because I used to be really good at, most of the mini games now. I'm like rusty, so I definitely want to get my practice in. This could potentially be like the best Mario Party if they hit it with some DLC. Just give us some new boards, you can do new boards, new maps, new mini games, new characters if you want. My only complaint is like, I wish it needs to be a little bit more balanced. Like, there's a lot of lucky spaces, and it took me a while, but I figured out why they did this. I think they want people to have a good shot at winning if they're not good at mini games.
Yeah, which is why I like the not the full game. Like, I like that they made a section where you can just play the mini games. Period. And I did that with my friends on Thanksgiving, and they really loved it. I even did it with my students. When I teach, we had a end of the year party, and they loved it. You can even do it on random. So, and you guys were like, "Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you play the regular game?" And I'm like, "I have a time limit. I have a time limit here. I got things to do. We're just doing random until I tell them to stop."
No, I get that. Yeah, that's why I was shocked. Like, wait, you haven't played the actual board game yet? You just been playing mini games.
Yeah.
No.
I played it once, the full board game once with you.
No judgment. Yeah, there's a lot less Bowser spaces and minus spaces, so it's hard to get punished, like losing coins and stuff. It's harder. It's harder to lose coins, but it's easier to get coins because lucky spaces will just give you like 15 coins right off the bat. There's a lot of hidden blocks too, so it's definitely more user friendly. Because the original Mario Parties were ruthless, especially the first one. You lost the mini game, you losing your coins. Screw you.
You sure do.
And I was playing last night with some friends, and we were playing drunk Mario Party. So every time people lost coins, they had to take a shot.
Oh, by coin or? No,
not by coin, just in general. Like if you lost coins from Bowser, landed on a minus, or if someone stole coins from you, you gotta take a shot. And man, let me tell you, bro. At a 20-turn game, I probably took like 5 or 6 shots.
That's not bad. Knowing me, I would have been like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I can't play anymore.
I had a friend, and she was bad. She took like 5 shots in the first 8 turns. And luckily, I guess lucky for her, she had to leave early because her friend was locked out of the apartment, so she had to let her in.
That's funny.
And when she got home, she immediately passed out. She was so wrecked already.
I love it.
But yeah, man, hopefully they'll keep updating the game and we'll get some fun new stuff.
Yeah. I think I like it. I think I like it. Yeah. That just that makes it fun.
So you can leave Resident Evil in the past, but Mario Party can stay. Mario Party can stay. Did you see the trailer for this really serious Fresh Prince of Bel-Air show?
No, I didn't. Is it like? Oh my goodness! Here we go. Is this not so much a sequel,
No,
But a continuation of the show? What's going on?
it's a reboot, and it's based on this like YouTube short of like, just like a serious version of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I'm already not interested.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll link it to you anyway.
Yeah, just link it to me. I don't mean to be tell me about it, but I'm already not liking it.
Well, Will Smith signed up. Like, this was a YouTube video 2 years ago, and then Will Smith caught wind of it, and he was like, "Yo, I'll support that." So he's gonna be like an executive producer, and basically, it's just like the retelling of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but it's like taken completely seriously. And yeah, there's not much to go up on it, but clearly, they want people to watch it who watch the original. But if you take it in such a different direction, it might turn people off.
But I mean, the original already had some serious things in it. Like,
It did,
they had the gun violence episode, they had the racism episode, they had the episode where Hillary bought too many things with Daddy's card episode,
It did. But everything has to be the Dark Knight. Dark and gritty.
Dark Knight, my booty.
Now, let me give you a good example of how to like bring back a show. They're bringing back that 70s show with the original grandparents. Red and Kitty are coming back, but they're setting it in the 90s. So they're gonna call it that 90s show. You're like, I don't care.
Well, I mean, I'm like, I'm so picky. You know me. I'm picky with shows, and like, you know my tastes. So I'd rather dip my toe with you.
Yeah.
Not to rely on you, but people have been recommending me Squid Games, and recommending me like the next show that's actually on my list is Arcane. I really want to see that because lesbians, but whatever. And video games. That's what it is.
Well, I love that 70s shows. When like that and Fresh Prince are the two shows I could watch anytime and I'll still laugh. You still get a laugh out of me.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Something about that 70s show is just like I really like the characters. Any good show with like a good cast of friends, like Community, like I'm in. Like I like that shit. And,
I do too.
And yeah, like
for some reason,
early Ashton Kutcher.
Oh shoot, early Ashton Kutcher. That's right, he was in that show.
But this is a formula that's worked before with like Girl Meets World and Fuller House. So Netflix knows what they're doing. They know people are gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm a sucker for that. Yeah, and then you got this Grand Theft Auto trilogy that they released. It looks like booty. That's not how you do it. Is it
like a trilogy of everything? I don't know.
It's a remaster of the games for PS2. But it's a really bad remaster. Like, there's so many glitches, and people just look cross-eyed. People are cross-eyed. Their limbs are like really long for no reason. It's gross.
I have no clue. I had no clue.
I gotta show you like a compilation.
Yeah, give me some more context.
Yeah, they had a botched job with this re-release because it was made by a cell phone company. And they didn't put any care into this at all. Like, they re-released it because they knew people would buy it. It's just bad. It's ugly.
Well, here's the thing. Like, this is a multi-million-dollar franchise. How are you? I don't get why. People know how valuable these games are. They did it with Sonic. They did it with Mass Effect. They kind of did it with Halo.
Yeah, they half-assed
I feel like,
it.
Yeah, and I feel like, I'm not trying to be a suck up to Nintendo, but Nintendo has usually made better sequels because they're characters are exclusive and they're not going to sell it to anybody else, you know?
You're right. You're right. Yeah, Nintendo knows what they're doing. Besides Metroid Other M, that game sucked. I played through all the Metroid games,
Well,
and that was the one that was just like, why?
I'll just watch a Let's Play of it.
But yeah, soulless cash grab. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of other examples of nostalgia baiting I could list. Like, we got He-Man back. Never watched it.
Yeah, He-Man's got 2 sequels. Not 1, but 2. One for adults and one for babies.
I guess that's fair. Kevin Smith's making another Clerks movie, but that dude, he bathes in his nostalgia, bro. Like, his last movie, the Jane Silent Bob one, it was just basically like, yo, you remember this movie I made? What about this one? What about that one?
Funny. And didn't Silent Bob lose a lot of weight because I think he got sick or something like that?
Yeah, he had a heart attack. So he toned up real quick.
I mean, he looks good. He used to be heavy, and now he's like...
He look good. He look alright.
Yo, you've been doing that organic.
They brought back Dexter, bringing back Sex and the City. All these things are coming back. It's just things don't end anymore.
I know, and I'm like, please don't bring back Golden Girls. They all dead. Stop.
No, there's gonna be a Golden Girls
You know what I'm
convention.
saying?
There's gonna be a Golden Girls convention coming soon.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Thank you for being afraid.
G4 finally relaunched after like forever. They came back. They have X-Play, Attack of the Show, in like 3 different flavors. One is like a vibe check, where they're just shooting the shit, basically. One is the loop, where Kevin interviews someone. It's like a podcast. And then they have the regular show, which is the best one. They haven't like lost a beat. It's still really funny. They have a D&D show, and they have a show called...
Yeah, D&D's been popularized.
Yeah, I think it's like the first D&D like show on TV. Could be wrong, but...
Oh, on TV. Okay,
Yeah, on
okay. Because
TV.
like Critical Role is like huge.
Yeah.
Huge, dude.
They're on TV. And they have a show called Boosted, which is about esports, which I'm like, whatever. But yeah, so far it's been really cool. Like when they came back, they brought out the world's largest controller because they previously held that record way back in the day, and they made another one to reclaim the record. It's so big, and they played Tetris on it.
Of course, Tetris. Because why not?
Yeah, X-Play is like more.
I like their little game show.
Yeah, X-Play is more like a gaming discussion show now. It's like they don't even have reviews on the actual show. They upload the reviews separately on YouTube, which is odd.
Well, that is odd because, I would be there for Morgan Webb and Mike?
Adam
Sessler. And Morgan Webb. I'd be there for them. Both of them, because their dynamic was adorable. And you could tell that they both played the games versus gaming in the Clinton years.
No, nobody will be as good as gaming in the Clinton years. I can't even find a picture. I'm trying to find a picture of this controller. Google's like, screw you. I'm like, okay. I hope they put back the reviews on the show. If not, I really don't have a reason to watch the show because all they've been talking about lately is Halo and Battlefield, and I do not care at all. So
I'm gonna agree.
So we'll see. I mean, I love the host they got. They got the completionist on there. Black Hokage is on there, and he's like a natural. Like he's the most natural guy. Like you can tell he's not even nervous. He's just fits like a glove. But Attack of the Show is really cool. Like They haven't missed a beat. They're still funny. They still show like funny clips from the internet. Like they were the first people to do that type of stuff, just showing funny clips off the internet.
Yeah, that's true. I just remember they had a contest. They were like, send in your Grand Theft Auto video, and we will have a contest of the craziest like explosion or something like that.
Yeah, you're doing great on the show too. You're giving us the news every night with the feed. Your doppelganger.
Yeah.
Looks just like you.
Oh my gosh, stop. Oh, that other girl?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, the clips that you showed me with her in it, I was like, dang it, that's stuff that I do.
Man, she's a lesbian too. She likes the girls.
And you were encouraging me to just enter, you got it. And I was like, I'm scared.
No, you would have had a good shot, man. You have that energy.
I
like
really
these guys, like what's great about them is just they're having fun. Like they're on the show, but they're having a good time. You can tell like they have good rapport with each other. It's not awkward. It's a fun show. Like that's why I like it. Like Attack of the Show is like the best one they got so far. So
well, guess what? I'm gonna do the same thing with art. It's gonna be the art channel. Dude, let's draw. We're gonna do it.
Alright, do it up.
Because a couple things I wanted to do. Well, I don't want to tell the ideas. You know what? I'm just gonna instead of
keep it close to the vest.
about it, I'll show.
Yeah, close to the vest. I like it. We could bring back. We could talk about Legends of the Hidden Temple, man.
Oh yeah, actually, before we do that, can we have a word from our sponsor?
Sure.
Like pause the recording so I can go poo.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how was that GTA video I sent you?
I'm embarrassed for that company that rebooted it. Oh my goodness. They even said that they had to take down the PC version. And you know how religious PC gamers can be.
It's like they didn't even care, right?
They really didn't care.
You know, Take-Two, I'm not sure if it's the publisher or the developer, but Take-Two is like going on a rampage. Like they're trying to copyright the words take and two. So they sent like they sent like a lawsuit to like the game It Takes Two because it uses the words take two. I'm not even joking.
People need to stop this bull crap. Simple words and phrases really need to stop. Like, I remember they were trying to copyright LOL, or some woman managed to copyright the word, some word, and she tried suing everybody about it. Everyone.
Is it like that woman that tried to sue McDonald's for making her fat?
Let's just say it's along those lines, yeah.
Great.
Wow, yeah. I think Americans really need to, we need to take a step back.
We do. Anyway, yeah, Legends of the Hidden Temple came back.
Yeah.
I don't think it's canceled yet.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I enjoyed it. I wouldn't watch it often. I would just be like, hey, I'm bored. Let's go watch Legends of the Hidden Temple. What do you think?
I mean, the basic ingredients are all there. You got Olmec, you got the temple. I like the host. She's really cool. Mm-hmm. She's very she seems very into it. But instead of kids coming on the show, they have grown-ups, adults. Mm-hmm. And there's only 4 teams instead of 6 at the beginning. But the biggest change from the format is that they all have confessionals now. So it's like they could be doing something and they're like, oh my god, I was panicking, couldn't find the puzzle pieces, and then my brother was like, come on, and I was like, shit in my pants, stuff like that. And it could be jarring. Like
wow.
The first time we watched it, it was weird. It was like, what? Like, I don't want to hear your thoughts. Go away. They made it more like a reality competition show.
Yeah.
which understandably could turn people
Yeah.
off, right?
I totally get that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
go ahead,
it.
go
I
ahead.
find it very interesting. That you have the formula and it works, and we have a lot of it's just like the one from the '90s. So it's just imagine us on the show. We were like talking about what if you and I were on the show? We'd probably kill it.
The only
Not trying to
portion,
brag.
the only portion of the show is
Good
probably
puzzles. You could.
I would probably screw up on the steps of knowledge.
Oh yeah, and I mean, as long as I listen, I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah, so you have to carry me through the steps of knowledge, carry me down.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like it has.
Carry me down for the.
Yeah, it's the same show. It's just with adults. It's a little longer. You have confessionals. Like it doesn't have the charm of kids going through these gauntlets. And waiting that trip to space camp. Yeah, I don't like. It's on the CW now. It's not even like on Nickelodeon. It's on Sunday nights, and I've heard. I don't know. I'm like conflicted about it. It's not bad, but like you said, it's not something I'm gonna like go out of my way to like watch every week.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I give him an A for effort, but did we need a reboot? Probably not.
I feel like they should have just left. Like Paramount Plus has been really good in the fact that now we have all the Nicktoon shows, all the Nickelodeon live action shows. That's all I needed. I really didn't need a That's one I would say I really didn't need a reboot for.
Yeah, it's just hard to do game shows in the modern era. It's hard to do the game shows in general. People have really short attention spans and whatnot. Like, I watch a reality show called The Challenge, and they're always doing like crazy stuff with explosions, and even that gets tiring. So just watching like these adults like play with paint and like throw stuff at paintings, it's a little goofy. It's goofy.
Yeah, people like people really like the cooking shows, like the competitive cooking shows. That's the thing that gets them.
Oh yeah, I've seen a few of those. Those things are like, they always make me hungry. They're always intense. So it's like
Absolutely.
I feel threatened and hungry at the same time. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Oh my gosh. Right?
Yeah. Right.
Threatened and hungry every time.
So yeah, I want to talk about one more thing.
Continue. Yeah.
I feel like this is something that was based on nostalgia, but it had like a good balance between doing new stuff and old stuff. And maybe you know where I'm going with this. I want to talk about the Power Rangers reboot that happened 4 years ago. Do you remember it? Hello?
Wait. Because there's been several reboots, okay? Are we talking about watch with Twilight?
Yes.
Or something else? Okay. You have a problem with it now? Because didn't we talk about that in the podcast?
No, we've never talked about this movie. Like, we've recommended it, but we never, like, talked about it, why we liked it. But, yeah, I feel like it just, like, it didn't do well, like, financially. Like, obviously, it never got a sequel. But I think what they did with the IP of the property, they brought it into, like, 21st century. They updated it, and I feel like they nailed the tone. Like, I love the people who played the Rangers in this movie. Like, they felt like actual characters while, you watch the show.
And teens.
Yeah, they were teenagers with attitude. That's why I tell people. It's like they're actually teenagers with attitude. They're very angsty. Kimberly, like, she did something, like really messed up to one of her friends. Like, she showed, like a picture of her, like, fucked up. And then Jason, he steals a bull or he steals a cow. Anyway, he wrecks his dad's car.
Yeah.
Gets sent to detention. And then Billy, he did something like he did like an explosion that got him into detention. Like, all these people have issues, clearly.
Oh yeah.
But that's what I liked about it. They made him 3-dimensional. While on the show, you got your character. You got Jason, Kimberly, and Billy. Like, Billy's the smart one. Kimberly is the popular one. Jason is like the all-around guy. He's the Martian. Zach is the cool one. Like, they just have like these things.
Yeah, they're stereotypes.
Yeah, they're
straight up stereotypes, though.
Exactly, but in the movie, they filled in the blanks. Especially with Trini. Like Trini on the show, she was fine, but let's be honest, she was like the most stoic of the group. She didn't really have much personality. Let's be honest. And then with in the movie,
well, she was a very copy paste formula. So go ahead.
Yeah, in the movie, they made her like the outsider, and she was, I think it's a time capsule that she was the first gay superhero on the big screen. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if it's true. But yeah.
They were saying a lot about that too. They were like, it's a controversial scene. I was like, no, it's not. She didn't even really say it outright. We knew.
Yeah, it's heavily implied. Like, Zach says boyfriend troubles, then he says girlfriend troubles, and she just like stays quiet.
Yep.
Yeah. And she has that little sexual tension with Rita Repulsa in that one scene where she comes to her room. I'm like, ooh, what's going on here?
I know. I was like, what?
So what's going on? But yeah, they made him feel like actual teenagers.
Well, also, Billy had Asperger's syndrome.
That too, yeah.
And I thought that was actually, like, important because you don't get a lot of characters that act that way. That aren't full out said to have, like, autism or anything like that, and be nice. Because, like, I think of The Big Bang Theory, what's his name definitely has Asperger's syndrome as the character, and he's a jerk.
Yes.
So...
No, Billy was like the best character in the movie.
I agree.
The movie didn't have too much fan service. The only fan service you really got was the cameo from Jason David Frank and Amy Jo Johnson, and then they played the theme song. So you can go into this movie not knowing anything about the Power Rangers and, be on board. It's easy to understand what's happening here, compared to Ghostbusters, where they have to like wave an Easter egg in your face every 5 minutes so that the fans of the original don't get bored. But in Power Rangers, that's not the case. It was a really fresh take on the source material, and that's what I liked about the movie. And it felt like nostalgia done right, because they took an old property, updated it, gave it a fresh coat of paint without pandering to the old school fans every chance it got. And I believe that's how you do nostalgia correctly without it being overbearing or the main selling point of the story you're trying to tell. Because without a story, you have no substance, and again, the original's always there. So if you want to watch something that you liked from your childhood, go ahead. And I think the reason why the movie failed, financially anyway. I mean, critics, it was like 47 Rotten Tomatoes, so it was like split. I think it failed because it wasn't enough familiarity with the source material. Because you see a poster and they kind of look like Power Rangers, but their costumes were changed a lot. And Yeah, that's my biggest gripe with the movie. It's like the Zord designs are kind of ugly. Goldar is ugly.
They were very standard. They always like round things off, you know.
Yeah, it was very like it looked like fucking Master Chief from Halo. That's what those Power Rangers look like. They look like Master Chiefs.
Yeah.
And
very
yeah, but the original team, like their suits are iconic. Like you see any of them, you instantly know what it is. Like you instantly know, yeah, it's the Power Rangers. That's the original one. And you know, these guys cursed. You know, it was PG-13. You know, they cursed a lot, and you know maybe the tone wasn't what families were looking for. Rita Repulsa was kind of like freaky looking. Like she was scary. She was like eating people and stuff. This is like the stuff I love.
She had a Krispy Kreme donut.
Yeah, man, a lot of Krispy Kreme. Yo, that advertisement worked on us because we went to the Krispy Kreme after the movie.
It did. It really did. We were like, oh god, we gotta go get some Krispy, and they were really good donuts. They had I don't like cream filling in my donut, but these tasted really good.
Yeah.
Continue.
No, like I think maybe if the movie had like a little more action towards the middle, because there's a lot of time where they're just like training in the command center instead of, you know, being Power Rangers. Not Power Rangers till like the very end of the movie, like the last half hour. And I could see why like maybe people who wanted just like a big flashy Power Rangers movie was like disappointed. But you know, I thought the same thing, but I figured, hey, this is all the build up. This is the origin story. So if we got a sequel, I think we would have got a lot of cool stuff in that sequel.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Including the Green Ranger. This was just the intro. But again, it didn't, like, at least from my perspective, it didn't like rely too hard on like the source material. Otherwise, I think it would have been like more goofy, like those Ninja Turtle movies you were talking about. They took it seriously.
Well, the Turtles movies got kind of sexual, and I'm like, please don't sexualize these innocent teenage boys because they're turtle boys.
My man.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Well, yeah, I guess this was just a tale of maybe they weren't honing in on enough nostalgia for it to be a hit. It's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I do wish there was a sequel to it. I think if they had a sequel, because, not to be a spoiler, you only get to see them as Power Rangers like halfway through the movie.
Not even, like the last...
Not even, no, near the end.
30 minutes of it.
Yeah, and I felt that if they had a little more time to give us another sequel to round it off, it only needed 2 movies. They don't even be good. We don't even need a third one. We just need a second one. And but because of that movie, the actors in it, like Naomi Scott, she's Jasmine now. Isn't Elizabeth Banks and some stuff? I don't know. Drake Montgomery. He looks like Iceman. He's probably got parts as, you know. I'm messing this up. He's in Stranger Things. That's it. He's in Stranger Things.
Ludi Lin played Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, like, dude, Asian part, martial arts. It just goes.
Becky G still singing. I still don't hear her music, but she's still singing somewhere.
Yeah, and then RJ.
He's on a few shows.
RJ. Yeah. Dying Girl, me and Earl.
Earl, and the Dying Girl.
I don't know. White Boy Rick.
Are you looking at IMDb right now?
Yeah, yes, because I want to know what happened to Elizabeth Banks, because they made her forehead look really big in Power Rangers.
She directed Charlie's Angels.
Oh.
The boring one. With Naomi Scott in it, so they were
united. Yo, you're telling me that it was boring? Dang.
Yeah, they should have left that in the past.
Why we needed another one? I didn't even, speaking of that, I went to rewatch the rebooted Charlie's Angels movies with Lucy Liu and my girl Drew.
And
the other one.
It was fun. They're fun, right?
They're fun. I would make the jokes when I would watch it with... I watched it with people in the past that I don't talk to anymore, and I was like, oh my god, this movie is sexist. And they were like, yeah, no duh. And I was like, no, all the men are dying. That's not fair. How can the men defend themselves? Like, they were taken aback. I mean...
No, those movies are a great group watch, especially the second one. The second one, they don't even abide to the laws of physics in that one. They just do whatever.
Yeah. I still have the CD from it, I think the second movie.
Yeah. I just wish I could go to the timeline where we got that Power Rangers sequel, man.
No. Probably no COVID in that timeline.
Facts. Well, yeah, that's all I got to say.
Yeah. Well, it was lovely, and I'm glad that we could meet up again, you know?
Yeah. Let's do this again for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely be able to do it for Christmas. And just so you know, my goal is to be powerful, free, and you're going to help me in the upcoming months.
Like Beyonce?
More like, we're going to be the next Bill and Ted. I don't know.
Stop quoting things you don't know what they're from.
Shut up. Okay. Well, guys, have a great weekend. Or week.
Stay safe. Social distance, even when you're Christmas shopping.
Yes.
And you know what's a great stocking stuffer? That booster shot.
Get your booster shot free at Walgreens.
All right, take care.
All right, bye.